When we say the Shema, right at the beginning, it says, "Ve'ahavta Hashem Elokecha," love Hashem your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. Rabbi Yehuda Leib Chasman explains so beautifully, how do we achieve, how do we reach, how do we acquire that love for God? And he explains by fulfilling another mitzvah of love, Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, which appears in this week's portion, Kedoshim, love your fellow as yourself. By loving your fellow as yourself, then you can achieve and reach this beautiful experience of loving God. Actually, there are many who in the morning, before beginning the prayers, when opening the siddur, opening the prayer book, they focus on loving your neighbor as yourself. Now, you might ask the question, okay, I'm about to pray, okay, and connect to God. So, loving my neighbor is one department. Praying, connecting, and loving God is another department. How does loving my neighbor bring me to loving God? In order to answer this, we need to examine this mitzvah, love your neighbor as yourself. Now, love your neighbor as yourself, obviously, then the Torah is telling us you have to love yourself first. You can't love your neighbor as yourself if you don't love yourself. You have to love yourself first. Now, what does loving yourself mean? Does it mean, well, like everybody knows, when you look at a group picture, when a person looks at a group picture, who does a person see first? In the whole group, you look at yourself. You look at yourself. So obviously, you love yourself. So is that what love yourself means? So, and then because you love yourself, love your neighbor. There's something much deeper and it's much more profound and much more beautiful and much more powerful and propelling and inspirational. Rabbi Yehuda Leib Chasman explains that the mitzvah of love your neighbor as yourself, meaning the mitzvah, starting with the mitzvah of loving yourself, means I love my soul. I love the fact that I am created by God. I love the fact that the image of God, that Tselem Elokim, is within me. And that propels me to live a beautiful and inspiring and productive life. So when I realize, when I develop a love for the godliness within me, then I can begin to appreciate the godliness within the next person, because he is like me. He is also created in the image of God. So that is the key. That is the key to love your neighbor as yourself, and then loving God, focusing on the godliness within me, within each and every one of us. It's a fantastic idea. And it's so basic, and it's so true, and it's so real. And may Hashem help us to learn to love ourselves, to appreciate the powerful, magnificent soul within us, the Spirit of God within us. And may that propel us to love our neighbor and to love God, as it says in the Shema, with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. Have a beautiful Shabbos.